Yeah, I think as well, then putting that focus on West Side. He's been fantastic in these first 2 maps. I think when you have this, especially on the defensive start that Giant X will have, you're going to have one side of the map that's very proactive, looking for fights, looking to take space. The other side of the map is West Side. If he gets shut down in this game, I think they're really going to struggle, because especially that attack side start coming out of PRX is going to be rapid.
Well, the interesting thing is PRX, they performed better, at least in their last matchup. They were dominant when it came to that defensive side, didn't get to see much of their attack. But GX also fielding a better attack side. So in that second half, we get to see sort of the strongest parts of both. And Aaron, in terms of opening duels, he should be dominating.
Well, this is it. The winner will be going straight to playoffs. Uber and Wire, let's find out who that's going to be.
What a map for a decider in this series as well. Sunset floated by both teams, as neither probably felt the need to be picking it here. But for GX, it's been one of their best maps, and we've already got to see it on Parade against Sentinels, and they smoked them. That was not a close game.
This is the map where GX have the most depth in their strat book, which is really, I think, juxtaposed to a talking point from Lotus. And I would say that's very similar for PRX. They have a number of crazy things they like to throw out there with this Sage, which they liked before Sage was even buffed. So it's just very convenient for them.
They rolled Chila Gaming on this too. Both teams have already shown their Sunset at Champions. Will that tape matter? Was there enough time to start to integrate an understanding of how one another play?
Something does play great over here, by the way, as he just shuts down the flank with some very smooth taps. And Patman says, why not me too?
Yep, I'm gonna get involved. Don't leave me out.
One ghost headshot, please. And it's down to 2 GX players, one of which is now one way in spawn, the other which is staring down 2 players over at Link.
Last player standing.
Long range frenzy, and something just gets 4. He has been absolutely lethal on pistol rounds today.
I mean, he exits that last map with 275 ACS. He's 5 and 2, first kill, first death. But what's even crazier to me statistically is that PRX, they go down 4v5, what, 15 times?
Yeah, 15
they win
times.
8 of those rounds. They convert a player disadvantage 8 out of 15 times. That's insane. That is an insane
what happens
conversion.
when they get the first kill?
They are more likely to win the round
great.
if they lose the first player, Wyatt.
All right. All classics here for GX, who already honestly have just impressed me by taking a map off PRX, keeping it close on the second. To just go back to the story of this game. Oh my God. Well, all right, well, I was gonna wait a second depending on what Westside did next, but I mean, just seeing GX, who finished 7th, 8th kickoff, 9th, 10th stage 1, and are taking it to the defending champions in PRX, the best team in the world right now. What an ascension for this team over the last few months.
Yeah, what did they change? They just added some rookies to their roster. This round, of course, it's a very lightly held B side, and the Cypher setup is circumvented only the cost of 1 player, so it ends up being fairly clean. Look there for PRX, heading into a bonus that is got a couple Vandals in the mix. Looking well board up, all things considered.
Obviously, for as talented as this newcomer team of GX has been, PRX, they're experienced, they're rising to the occasion. Now they just need to close this out on Sunset. Top of the pool for either side. First buy now for GX, and this doesn't really look like much of a bonus buy for PRX, I'll tell you that. They have 4 upgraded fully rifles.
It feels like the business socks are on this map.
West side, he's just playing with some fun little kill trips over there on B, by the way.
A lesson GX learned against Sentinels, and the pips and drilled into them in that halftime we heard, is that do not simply pay for flood retakes. Try and get ahead of the game. Re-clear aggressively here on defense. That's going to have to be the game plan. Grabinho does not want to fight AR on the corner. Instead, just falls back behind the smoke.
Lookless adjusting position into sight. Doesn't want to get denied at Link. Wants to be able to support his teammate in Grabinho.
Oh, this aftershock pretty dirty. Jing here low after whatever transpired there. And we got Flickless back on an initiator. Insane util from him.
Wow, the re-clear onto Patman. He is immediately removed from the server. How do PRX react?
If you take your foot off the gas against this team, they're going to re-clear into you. They're going to win these fights. They're going in 2s and 3s. They control that A side there as PRX just, they let go of the tension a little bit.
30
Give
seconds
GX a way
left.
to tempo their way into the round.
It was a cool attempt at that refight with Forsaken teleporting across onto the box, and then you get that swing from Devi timed with it. But the duo from GX, Flickless and Grabinho, refuse to miss a shot in that situation.
It always feels like there's a re-clear happening elsewhere behind the stall util
10
on one
seconds
part
left.
of the map. The fault line aftershock to slow PRX down as they try to go to Link's side.
I really liked all of the decisions, honestly, that Flickless was making throughout that entire situation. From just before we saw the aftershock from Jing, he pushes all the way through Link into sight to try to beat that timing so he can support Grabinho. They're not just playing for some kind of retake or taking a safe line. No, he doubles up, and then they fight into elbow. Beautiful.
But Grabinho does not fight
remaining.
on first contact. He backs off with that dark cover, gives himself the space to double up with one of his teammates and slow the game down a little bit. Then they can be the ones that take the initiative.
All right, now PRX, they are bought down into this round. Less than 1K credits for every single player on their squad. West side with the deep cam into B main, so they can product that a little bit, but then we'll just have that for later in the round if necessary. But probably won't survive till later in the round. Jing wants to break that. ASAP trap play activated.
Try and play ahead of this fault line here, but very quickly PRX get back. That's a thrust for GX that is avoided.
A good nade thrown there from Jing just to deactivate any acceleration that GX might have had in store for them with that trap play, double stun, relay ball fault line. So it's nice that PRX are able to bait out so much utility early.
GX very quickly now just assemble behind that top mid smoke, ready for a fight.
I mean, look at this position by Westside over on B, by the way. He is just hard committed to holding this angle in main. That is some bold stuff. He has the cage to play off of.
Are they going to re-clear B main again?
Deploying drone.
They thought about it. Aru definitely thought about it. Aldron come in though, and that is dealt with now. Pull back a little bit and leave Ara close to the door.
And this time, they're just set up with a fault line defensively when the pop comes in. PRX have to be worried about getting stunned here, but they bait it out.
Okay, Jing though unaffected by the fault line. Ara realizes this, so doesn't fully swing around that corner. Instead leaves it up to
Spike
West side.
down.
B.
Gotta be recovered here. Jing gets tucked in on the side. That's where the flash comes from though, and something does get across. Flickless is gonna be busy on this left side of the site, and there was a Sage Wall to cover the market push. PRX have kind of accounted for everything here. Very meticulous hit onto the site. And Grabinho has very little to see with the remnants of the wall in his way.
Cloud has to be careful about corners. Oh, directly to his left and right. Grabinho removed, and PRX too many numbers to overwhelm Cloud. They win those crucial backside fights as well. Swings from Jing, something on opposite sides, a pillar.
B.
And I think they did a good job earlier in the round of getting so much of that defensive stall util out. You know, Aura doesn't have a relay bolt for main there. They mostly dodge out that second fault line that cycles back up as well.
You can see the tendency for GX. As PRX Aldron out, Ara is walking forward, maybe to re-clear lobby with West side. They're always looking to fill that space with some form of proactivity.
Still a buy for GX, however, but a necessary round win when you took into account the economy for PRX just then.
It's the door coming down. Shot at.
Toxin screen down.
Now with that dark cover thrown top right mid by Forsaken, that's certainly implying that there may be some intention for PRX to work up mid, and you can see that that's resulted in Cloud having to pick up Boba. But that is all just, you know, sort of minor distraction laid as PRX intend on going towards A.
Aldron to clear this corner, respecting how far GX are pushed. Ara almost made that one-way work against him. Patman ultimately couldn't punish meaningfully. Grabinho takes a hit off that. PRX decide to go elsewhere. Smoke to top mid. This one not really prepared for by GX. They'll have a crossfire though.
And now a good thing for PRX is that they're drawing Flickless around the map with that utility. Isn't posted up in a great spot to support the anchors on B main right now. Something with that ultimate through. Does it get a tag? No, just out the way is Cloud. Oh, doesn't dodge the second.
Forsaken also lit up there as Flickless is able to take him out of the game early. Patman trying to get quickly up from market, and he does into Boba. Now Jing, Showstopper on site. It's a bit wayward, but Devi is there to deliver.
Spike down.
Now
B.
Cloud tucked in that corner. Ara on a late reflank here. There's an opportunity here. If he can disrupt the plant, yes, Spike loose. Ara ready to fight for it now. Relay bolt thrown out, but didn't quite have the depth. So Jing handles him.
10 seconds left.
Low HP is Cloud, backside left alone. What is the maneuver?
Money's
Recon.
pretty bad.
Back up in just a few seconds.
19 points of health for Cloud.
I mean, surely you go for the 1 versus 2, right? Even with such low HP.
You can get heads turned away with this recon. Not the opportunity. I think he realizes they're tucked in the corner, and a clean double swing from PRX gets them 3 rounds ahead.
Yeah, they know Cloud is just so weak. Time to run at him, double face. There's no way he wins out both. Flickless does, get back to that site at a reasonable pace. I mean, that's
this Sage utility
little moment.
is going to be a pain.
Man, Aura rushes it just a little bit at the end there. If he waits fully for that spike to be recovered, maybe someone to run towards it, then relay, waste a little bit more time.
I think the relay pulls up a little short. I don't know if it catches on the Jing, but either way, he still loses that duel. Again, GX getting busy behind that one-way A side.
GX who have
Camera taken out.
Spicy
5
wall
sheriffs.
here, Wyatt. This is just for top mid.
Cover going out.
Patman on this map has a number of different walls that he will be throwing out throughout the game that constantly keep you guessing as to the intentions of PRX.
Just gives them that top mid smoke, quote unquote, on demand.
Poison's off.
Also, it can imply a lot, draw players towards mid off the extremities.
Yeah, and in this instance, it gives them the opportunity to fight towards that right side.
Look at this though, GX re-clearing A main now, tons of info for them, and a chance to threaten the Tiles player.
One of those kill trips immediately dealt with Grappino. Wow, wins that out.
So the spotlight here is over at the B side though, Wyatt. Inside the smoke on Market side, West side is waiting for his moment to spring forth. Grappino has a rifle, it's the only one though for GX here, and Flickless shows himself. That's that breach util for a retake now not available.
Oh my god.
Okay.
West side with a crazy shot now, but something locks down the flank. Jing has been on a tear this round.
What?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What is happening?
Just the individual gunplay here is ridiculous. From
Oh
GX.
my god!
West side, unreal. Something now has to stop this. They know where he's going to be. Something mindful. Mineral Theft would reveal him inside main, but it's going to disrupt the plan. Grappino now's gotten it to half, and something needs a better gun instead of reloading, and Westside brings it down. The most unlikely of MasterCard thrifties there for GX comes at one of the most important moments.
What on earth are we seeing in that round? Grappino with the first Sheriff headshot. Westside breaks one panel in the wall that has been such a nuisance. Immediate headshot on the cross. Oh my god, what a round. I feel you.
Good job, guys!
And
They keep doing this.
It was the rounds like that that got GX back in the game on Ascent and then eventually propelled them to the win on that map. Crucial eco round pickups.
Uncanny from GX, but they still find themselves behind the pack. Cloud just takes the timing there. That was back on Link. Forsaken thought he had gotten deep, but now he's been dug out. I'm just waiting for a GX re-clear. It's going to happen at some point. Ara trying to post up with the op. Dangerous now, though. Punished. PRX very quickly spring into action. Down the op player.
Flickless not able to assist, didn't have a stun there. Wants to pick up the line. 2 GX players here. They have to fight off all of PRX. Flickless a little bit too eager, and now Cloud caught in the corner by that showstopper.
That likely will do it, especially with Devi able to stave Grappino off as he makes his way in for a spawn. That's another 4v5 conversion round for PRX, Wyatt.
The Jing has just been a menace in this game so far. Going absolutely crazy.
Ara maybe just look, and the more successful reclears from GX there for elbow open with multiple players backed up. Ara goes solo, tries to post up, and oh jeez, and is punished.
Flickless just didn't have the util to really assist him in that spot. It's unfortunate for GX that their positions just get pretty scrambled.
Uncharacteristic from them.
Kill.
They are very regimented on this map especially.
Now PRX have picked up that op and thrown it over to Devi. Shades of the Lotus play. This is a classic from GX, but PRX, they are totally out the way of it. Patman gets out of there.
They got Sentinels with this 2 rounds out of 3. Not PRX though, little too canny for it. They've been able to take up residence on this A side, and West side's trying to ask the question, do I stay or do I go? Jing dominates him from above. Now Cloud being as low as he is, he tries to go up and get a weapon. Punished for that as well. Jing won't be ready for the corner. That is one for Ara. Fast lane will get him out.
At this point, likely to just save with this rifle. And you're exactly right. That's a play that GX were finding success with in the EMEA Stage 2 playoffs, found success with against Sentinels, but PRX, they played around that. And specifically, it's Patman playing around that. He realizes what's happening, gets all the way back into spawn, and then just patiently waits for the moment to get back in and catches one of the GX players wrapping through tiles after the play. He handled that exactly as you need to.
He's been
just
here.
as you need to do to counter this GX aggression.
Patman's been on this roster now for quite some time, but his addition really allowed for that more well-rounded strategic approach. PRX no longer just W gaming, right?
That was the turning point. His addition brought them from one of our great top teams in Valorant to world beater squad, favorite to win champions.
See it there, and it's just the decision to play around that push-up mid.
We haven't seen any team really be able to deal with this GX defense outside of Liquid online when they were at their absolute peak in the playoffs run. Aside from them, GX have been able to beat all of the other competition in Europe, dismantled Sentinels on this map. It's really only been absolute top tier teams that have been able to do it, which obviously right now Liquid a bit of a downturn after game 1, but can't discredit the fact that their play during the EMEA playoffs run was world class. So.
I mean, a sweep of the EMEA final I think is pretty telling. Here GX have found success on this map when they've been able to fight for that space in numbers. I'm thinking back to that multiplayer re-clear midway through an A hit into elbow. That paid out well for them, but PRX are still winning rounds down a player. It's more than just that first pick. Cloud found the pick over towards Link, and they still ended up losing in the 5v4.
But also, for PRX's sake, going up against a team who like to be so active on defense, the fact that you kill their AWPer and recover the AWP and can use that to nullify defensive aggression, like one of the best tools in the game to do so, that's just even further giving them a bit advantage.
Yeah, we're seeing more of that attack side Senti op from Devi.
Very meta generally, but yeah, more from Devi. He was
great on Lotus too.
Yeah, on Lotus he was just a standout, right? This time, PRX back to B main, all the way grouped up. They've been doing a good job of just removing these west side trips from Choke. Again, it's just depleted. He keeps putting this one main, but the Shock is breaking it from something.
There is a trip here, though, that could punish Jing, who likes to tuck in that corner after hitting the site. Well, he won't get onto the site at all. Cloud! What a Hunter's Fury. Jing and Devi already extracted from PRX's lineup.
Yeah, I mean, Devi maybe could have played to a res on Jing, but then he also dies, so no one will be getting rezzed in this round. And we've been talking about the 4v5 for PRX, how absurd their conversion rate on that has been in this series, but the 3v5 surely not, right? Surely our 3v5 conversion rate isn't just above 50%.
Patman actually able to get a timing on Ara. Already set for the shot, forcing Ara off the line. Trade out by Flickless now, who makes a solo venture into elbow with that screen active the last moments.
Oh no, Forsaken was making a lot of noise in B main west side. Does he dare step out?
Forsaken has a good idea. There is an op there by Forsaken, so he might have to take that up again.
I mean, what is going on now? Something has just threaded the needle into A spawn, teleport towards A for Forsaken.
He does have the spike though, so he has to give this spot up at some point.
I mean, again, something only has 12 seconds, now has to get back to the site.
10 seconds left.
Could respond.
Look at the mini-map, man. This is chaos. Now Forsaken said, okay, bet I'll take your positioning and spawn. And
What?
Catch Cloud.
He got him! He got him off the spike! That is nuts!
Oh.
Flickless, dirty, dirty work. That map was turned upside down.
Oh my, I mean, it's just pandemonium across the mini-map. But Flickless plays to the out of just throw him up into the skybox.
That's the tune to a 3-round win. I'm taking that trade every day of the week. Oh, the Sage Wall there makes it a bit uncomfortable.
Oh, so
One enemy remaining.
The timing on that is perfect. I mean, chaos round. Chaos round. Somehow they almost brought it back, by the way. Yep. They had me believing they were going to win that.
3v5 to start.
I was very invested in the fact that they were somehow going to win that 3v5, but Flickless, the cool hands prevail.
Ara's pushed up here. Waiting for an Aldrin around this one way. We'll give that space up. Flickless not quite in position to help out with a fault line.
Aura has been pushed up a lot in this game, and it's yet to really net too much value. PRX have been exploiting his forward positions by getting entry kills onto him.
Flickless has used a lot of his util here. Just the flashes now. Aura with a relay bolt. Devi already up on the corner though. Smoked out.
Look at this. Just pacey rotate. They've got 4 players now onto this A site.
PRX sniffed this out. There's obviously the chance to work different parts of the map, but they obviously concerned about the Cypher. Ding! He's seen that whole time by Flickless.
That is criminal!
In midair! Just winked it out. Gets deeper on towards Link. Rapinho at least shuts him down, but that was ungodly, and it's an opener for PRX. They can now look to exploit. Forsaken crouches into the shot, and Aura is dashed aside. Cloud trying to work around this wall, and Rapinho finds the corner. There's a player trying to spike down. Rapinho's found 3 here. Devi is indeed trouble. Up the proverbial without a paddle. Spike out of his grasp, and an Al drone looking to sniff him out.
Surely not, right? Smoked off. GX have to lock this one up. They just make the call for that full rotate towards the A site. PRX have been going for a fair amount of re-hits. They were positioned, ready, and even with Jing getting an absolutely illegal kill onto Flickless with the satchel in, they still just have more than enough players to lock it down. Kind of goes for more, and Gravino's just ready for that swing through.
And then he finds 2 more. Yeah. I don't know if there's a lack of awareness about the fact that he's sort of poked around the corner, or maybe feels like he's been covered from box there. But Devi, in theory, could have had that corner held. A little breakdown in communication there for PRX. Their plant attempt is thwarted. And now this game is closed up to 2 rounds. And the money for PRX is, it's okay. They've got 4 ultimates to work with here. I can see why they're frustrated.
Alex has definitely been frustrated at the last couple round losses. Great time to get a timeout in. They've got all the ultimates up, as you mentioned. Ensure that you're getting 7 on the board using all these ults, right? It would be a massive disappointment for PRX if they can't close one of these rounds out with that arsenal.
And back-to-back 1 rounds for GX, though, means they're buying for the rest of the half, so no concerns economically. Although for them, there's no big ultimates on the horizon, really. Maybe
yeah, that's really the thing, right? If PRX min-max the ults, they can use some for this round, use some for the next round, and that can be enough to win it out. Yeah, against the GX who will have done.
Maybe a fast play behind the something Hunter's Fury might be in order. So the Cypher util at B, though, makes that a difficult prospect, but that can be cleared, of course. The Shocks have been good at taking out the B main trip, for example. Westside's not really invested in changing that one up too much.
No, he has just been throwing that trip pretty much every single time, and it has been getting consistently broken. But all right, very fast Jing up mid, paranoia through market. What is that, a direct?
I must have been. Grabino was in a place that's hard to hit with that showstopper. Up on top of Kiosk in the 10 spot. There's Patman. Finds himself 1, but again, PRX still have that numbers advantage. Devi with a Sheriff to work with, though.
Timing out main, Forsaken swings onto Westside, the lone anchor on site.
There's no eyes on main for Westside. There's not much he could have done. Ara might want to try and play into the site early, or at least imply that he's done so with his fast lane.
Another round should be good as done. Only 1 ult necessary for this one. That is so ideal for PRX. They just have to stop Aura and Flickless.
GX going to play the way into the site. Ara's only had 2 frags for the half. It's been a quieter outing for the Neon.
Look at this delay, though. They're slowed on one side, walled on the other.
And Jing is going to be standing in their way now as well. Talk about arresting utility. It's just Ara in that 1 versus 3, and his troubles, his woes continue. PRX have made 7 rounds now. And like you mentioned, only at the cost of the showstopper there.
They just bring that round to 0 to 100 straight away. Jing through. Yeah, it's like a basically direct on the Gravidio. That's crazy. What a rocket. And then Patman had just been on that late lurk, waiting in mid to cut off the rotators.
I mean, that's such a hard spot for Westside to be in. He knows that market's compromised. He knows there could be a push out of main.
And with the advantage PRX have in terms of the numbers, they don't even feel like they need to take backside control or anything, right? Just wall it off. We'll slow the other side, delay. It's fine. 3 ults for this final round. PRX to get in the lead. 8 to 4. This is GX's best map, but realistically, I think you could say the same probably for PRX.
And they didn't play much of it in stage 2 at all. They played Bind 5 times, Haven 4 times. They actually had a narrower map pool of played maps in the stage than most of their contemporaries. But everything is still
I think
well and good on this map.
I think they are just incredible here. Flickless, though, with that first kill. That was catching Patman on the cross.
Top mid was where that shot came from. A Divine Jing out in the side. Hunter's Fury coming out from something. Now Nothing to see here, though. Shorty for Forsaken. A rare moment where it doesn't quite cut the mustard. Flick this down to 49, but that's enough for him and Grabinho now to bully their way back into the side. It's on Something, who is looking for a wrap. Something that Flickless is already accounting for. It may not matter. Something looking to the corner of the masonry. Sees Ara first. Grabinho is in no better shape than he is. 21 plays 46. Spike out on B, and Something is slowing it down.
Grabinho in serious shock dart danger. Unfortunately, not one of Omen's abilities. There's a recon backup for Something just now as well. He is taking his time, obviously. From his perspective, Grabinho could basically be anywhere.
For Something, it could be nothing or it could be everything, Wyatt. Up onto the spike. That is crosshair position for Grabinho, but this time, Grabinho hits the jackpot and grows GX's round total to 5 heading into the half. Very scrappy, very competitive first half, and GX getting those 4 rounds in a row was huge for them. We'll get a quick break. We'll be back, of course, with the conclusion of this Decider map. Winner goes to playoffs.
Nice, guys.
PRX here have 7 rounds to their name after a pretty high-paced attack side, but their opponents, who were virtually invisible domestically in kickoff, invisible in stage 1, make the changes by adding 3 rookies, and now they've done enough themselves on this first half of Sunset to potentially put themselves into playoffs over who many people believe is the best team in the world. GX looking very good, but they need to get Ara in this game. Coinbase Econ Report, of course, we'll be looking at first to highlight Jing, who is 14-8 right now, with some pretty filthy moments on this map. Hard hitting on towards that B side especially.
Yeah, so crucial for the entries. We saw one of those last rounds, that really fast-paced double satchel with the showstopper into market. That was crazy. And honestly, in terms of pace, I think GX pretty much they match PRX on this map. We're going to see a lot of fast play. Aura is going to have to come to life here on attack because GX's game plan revolves around really nicely paced, sequenced out util around Aura, putting him in positions to get easy entry kills by connecting great fault lines, connecting crucial paranoias, etc. And those pieces of utility will come usually in perfect succession, and that's what PRX are going to have to go up against. But GX Aura needs to come to life.
Yeah. What I like about Aura, though, is he will slow down if he is too far ahead of that util. He has such a great sense for the pacing to make sure that it all lines up. And Flickless was incredible on Ascent in setting him up. It's going to have to be a mirror image of that on the Sunset attack side.
That being said, if there is one agent that is also great at slowing down the pace of attackers, stalling them out, it will be that Sage. Devi's utility should have big impact here on the defense. The way that Patman anchors B with the wall is sick, but right now, B ignored by GX. It's an effort to work up towards this A side. PRX, who had been triple facing down mid, trying to take some kind of contact, are mostly just stacked up towards Link on account of that.
Giving up for some contact here via Link, and outside of that retake, wanted to slow down this push in towards elbow. They know what's coming. And they've given that part of the map up on purpose. Oh, something had his crosshair positioned perfectly for that, and a 6 cents for the timing.
Is up with this guy on pistol rounds? He has been a demon today.
It's practically extra sensory perception.
Now, Flickless has 2 flashes. He's got the aftershock ready to play within this post line. Corbino, look at the situation he's in.
So dangerous. There was a shoulder pick, not full committal from Divine, so Jing's going to be able to take the frag.
Something again, and that's Flickless down. The utility removed.
Yep, for the retake that's going to make things pretty difficult here for GX as they play off the site. Something, just the god with the ghost.
Another triple. Triples on both pistol rounds.
No, he had a quad.
Oh, that was a quad on the first one? Oh, my bad.
Sorry,
and then
bro.
it was
Get
an
it right.
ace on map 1. And then, I mean, bro, what is going on with him today?
Again, Corbino always dangerous in a spot like this, but there's a slowdown, a shoulder pick from Divine to confirm. Ara gets his in the round, but that's it. that is grim satisfaction from Coach Alex. Nothing more.
Insane. I set it back on map 1, but something's formed right now. I think you could argue is maybe his all-time peak, but it's definitely one of his highest peaks he's had over the last couple months.
But more than half of his kills have come from Ghost and pistol rounds.
It's
Just want to put that out.
Those rounds are pretty important. He's stepping up when they need him.
Second
and now
pistol, one for
got
PRX,
a rifle.
you're right.
It's crazy.
All right, here comes Ara, steps up to the plate though. The light is very good. What a recon. Something sets up for the first kill and takes a second for himself. Jing doesn't want to be left out. Refuses to be a footnote on a round like this, but Flickless will get the drop on him. Stinger always dangerous.
By the way, we've had 0 time to mention it, but that was a force from GX. No time to mention it because they got absolutely brutalized by a util combo play from PRX, a late nade. The recon comes over top. We've seen that from Something's point of view. Unbroken, free for Jing.
One enemy.
I feel like there's a tipping point here. This first gun round, if it's not successful for GX, this map gets away from them pretty quickly. Tough pistol round to run into. Losing both pistols on this map, never great.
On the first half, it was a thrifty round win that got them back into it. It was West Side with a Sheriff, which he has got right now. And on Ascent, it was 2 rounds like this as well. But yeah, Something, he is just simply not easing up.
Expecting more from that, and he was right, in a sense. Mid definitely swarming with GX players right now, but Jing is feeling himself.
Spike down mid.
We'll take 2 with that Spectre. It's just Cloud. Spike is in mid. It's all but impossible. And so Pistol and Anti-Eco, they pass without much event here. GX down by 5.
How are you supposed to stop PRX on one of, if not their best maps, when you have Jing and Something in top-tier individual form? 36 kills currently between the 2 of them. That is madness.
It's a very early showstopper picked up for Jing.
And 1 away from a Hunter's Fury for Something.
Yeah. Talk about ideal kill allocation. You got Jing and Something, the 2 best players to have those orbs fed to. Ara, only 1 kill so far this half. It's been quiet to be fair, but now gun round here for GX. No thrifty for them this time around, so they've got to do it the old-fashioned way. Get back into this game with the rifles.
Dark cover for top mid so they can just contact their way up here. Tavai holding the angle with a very early operator. Is this something GX will be ready for? Might not even matter. They're trying to go through top mid. They're trying to split through Boba.
Slow orb to slow down this market push though, and yet GX haven't gone in there. They've got that top mid control. They're looking to try and exercise that into Boba. Tavai had to heal himself quickly. Patton with a double back over towards market, and that's massive.
And everyone top mid, they're just stalled out. They're cut off because of the wall.
And how are they supposed to get this back? Flickless and Cloud, both the ones at the util.
And it is the pace that GX have just being stalled out entirely by the existence of this Sage. It is the counter to their play style. And that's exactly why. What a response to that split execute from Divai. And then Patmen, 1 versus 2 in market.
Originally, there was a slow orb there at market that made it impossible to fully split this properly. Okay.
I mean, there's even a little gap in the wall that Divai exploits.
We actually saw that on Ascent on a number of occasions.
145, dude. 145, dude.
Showstopper used, now Something, Hunter's Fury. Still no one on GX with an ultimate.
And look at where Something is sat. I think he might be ready to rip this. As soon as he gets an inkling, Something is up. This is going to cause a split here for Westside. Eventually, on his own,
And this is a split again through top mid, but this time into A. Aura with a crucial kill onto Forsaken. That keeps GX in the round.
This elbow presence, though, for PRX is something of concern for GX. They had to dig it out, and look, the other arm of their pincer can't actually get past the line of scrimmage onto the A side. There's got to be a wrap, but Divide's waiting for it. Aura, though, wins it out. Now it's on Jing. He has to fight his way out of this map, but they've not checked the corner, and Jing got himself two. That puts PRX up in the round, and Cloud at least has the spike to recover, but the net on him is closing too.
The late flank from Patman. He's feeling the pressure, the wall's closing in, stuck in elbow, has to get that spike, does so. But now where can he plant where he feels any level of safety? He wants to draw a Patman. This is some good intuition from Cloud. He's expecting the flank.
Patman is not the player that's going to fall into this trap. The last member of PRX that's going to be fallible to it.
Something open, facing this angle right now.
Cloud is going to have to walk across and has to hedge his bets. The last best chance there for GX goes by the wayside. Another attempted split through mid, falls flat.
This is the kind of execute that they love to run, and it almost brought them the success that they needed, but they just didn't suspect that a second player would be an elbow, that Jing was tucked, and he saves the round for PRX with that two-piece.
Now, GX at the 11th hour have to throw down to stay alive in this series. Well, PRX, as expected, would be advancing first out of this group to playoffs.
And it's a, fast play down mid, Jing satcheling off of that paranoia.
Cloud pinged out, Forsaken hears all of this and chooses not to step forward. Now gets under the side of the bubble. Patman controlling it from one part of the map, and he gets his... Grabino, though, 3 players now inside this elbow, and they're going to go for it. Aura throwing caution to the winds. It has to be now.
What is the maneuver for GX? They're being surrounded. There's a flank coming from their spawn side. They want to flip the map. They want to play from the defense spawn. But Cloud is caught. It's a 2 versus 4.
The head of the snake cut off. It isn't a Hydra. Will more grow? It doesn't look to be the case. It's Aura now in a 1v3, trying to relay bolt his way out of this now. Waiting on the other side is something. Waiting for his just desert. A frustrating map, but there it is. Aura! He's found himself 4. A Red Bull clutch to keep GX in the game.
He's been silent for a while, but comes back in crazy fashion with that.
Last player
Oh
standing.
my God.
Relay bolt. Might have bought him the space he needed.
What a moment.
Clutch.
Divide can't connect. You hate to have an operator against a slide like that. How are GX still in this game?
Yeah, that's a hands-to-head kind of moment there for PRX.
I was ready for the arena music to cue, players to stand up, fist bumps to start, but we're still going.
GX has been able to work with a little bit more in terms of weaponry. A lot of half armors, in fact, all of them out there, but Hunter's Fury is ready for Cloud. They're in this still. Standard one-way refresh there for Forsaken. Sees that fault line come through. This is going to pull this over of something over to Link.
Just tries to get a bit of pre-fire off, and now recon paranoia just stalls up GX.
Buy some time for this rotate to be pulled across from B. GX do look committed to this.
Forsaken just jumps out to get a little bit of info. Wow, Westside caught on the cross.
Really hoping to be a thorn and deny a wraparound, but there will be a reflank coming from PRX now, and GX know it. It's time to go. Onto the side goes Aura. Cloud trying to set him up here with a Hunter's Fury. No tags. Forsaken able to jump away from it for the most part. And now at Link, a little uncomfortable PRX.
Cloud watching the flank, Flickless getting the spike down. What can Cloud do? 1 for 1. One more kill for Flickless. He'll get that rolling thunder.
3 up though for GX. They don't have a lot to work with. Flickless needs the frag. Something that gets swung on. It's going to be Aura finding his, but Patman comes alive. And Flickless solo on the side. Hardest rolling thunder's there. He can make use of it out of the 1v1, but Device swings on in. And finally, GX are forced to succumb. The overpowering pace, shooting power of this PRX team will send them first into the playoffs.
How are you supposed to beat PRX when Jing and something are playing like that? I think this last map, this last win for PaperX here, the most impressive of this series, right? Being able to have your most decisive victory against GX on their best map. They looked well prepped. Between Jing and something, the two of them combined have dropped 44 kills. That is madness.
Generally, though, a banger of a series. Yeah, it felt like PRX really able to feel themselves on this Sunset map. There are moments for GX. Thinking back, though, man, Senna Lotus gave us some incredible moments, some great gameplay. I think GX were maybe hoping that Ara could get into the game a little bit earlier here on Sunset though. I think he ends the first half with only those 3 kills. There are a couple of big ultimate rounds that come up that GX aren't quite able to turn in their favor. And just some ridiculous moments there from PRX, who were able to read these splits through mid on multiple consecutive rounds.
Yeah,